Trans Labour councillor quits the party and accuses Starmer of throwing transgender people under a bus. I'm going to read into this more from The Independent, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from The Independent with the headline that a trans Labour councillor has quits the party and accuses Sir Keir Starmer of throwing transgender people under a bus. Diane Tippetts has said Labour no longer supports his fundamental rights. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit that like button and share it across social media so others are notified of this video. This, first and foremost, I give my condolences to this transgender councillor to come out to be open about the fact that that he is trans. I think it's to be open about it as well as a councillor. I think it's very brave, and I think it's very devastating that that he's had to quit the party because the Labour Party have made it quite clear that they think that because of the court ruling, they think that trans women should go in men's bathrooms and that trans men should go into women's bathrooms. And I can pretty much assure you, there's nobody's going to be policing that. And it creates a precedent, and it affects many LGBTQ plus people. Their rights have been questioned, have been thrown under a bus by that court ruling. And I generally believe, and I've said this before with regards to the context of this, because I have talked about this at length already, guys. This will go to the European Convention of Human Rights, and they will overturn this, and they will overturn this on the basis that the rights and protections of trans people have not been taken into account here, because transgender the voices of those in the transgender communities have not been given a say whatsoever in that court ruling as well. So I fully expect it to go to the ECHR, and I fully expect them to overrule it, because the courts that made the UK Supreme Court that made that decision did it without any consultation or conversations with the LGBT plus community, the transgender communities, who are going to be affected by this decision. They were not consulted on, and while they may be in the eyes of the world as a small population amongst in the UK, their rights matter just as much as you and I. And the fact that Labour had simply saying we will protect their rights, while also telling them that they can't share the same, that trans women can't share the same toilets as trans women can't share the same toilets as women, and that trans men can't share the same toilets as men, kind of throws everything into chaos. It really does. It throws a lot of businesses into chaos as well. It sets a very bad precedent, as I've already said time and time again. Yeah, let's read the story of the councillor here. So, the trans councillor has quit the party and accused Sir Keir Starmer of throwing transgender people under the bus after its response to the controversial Supreme Court ruling on gender. Diane Tippetts, who represented Labour on the Plymouth City Council, said, "He can no longer represent a party that does not support my fundamental rights. Judges ruled that the definition of women in equality law is based on biological sex, and in response, a skew of ministers, including Equalities Minister Bridget Phillipson, said trans women should use bathrooms corresponding to their biological sex," which I don't agree at all personally. I think it's just only going to make things worse. After Keir Starmer's U-turn on the previous position that trans women are women, calling on trans women to use male bathrooms and trans men to use women toilets. Quitting the party, Ms Tippetts said the Labour Party nationally has thrown transgender people under the bus and has taken us backwards decades. He added, everyone deserves a right to live peacefully, and that the Labour Party continues to deny transgender people their basic rights. I cannot continue to represent the party that does not support my fundamental rights. I cannot, as a trans person, continue to support the Labour Party. After the ruling, a member of the party's ruling National Executive Committee told the Independent Sir Keir was putting trans people in danger and forcing them out of society. Left-winger Jess Bernard said, "We already know trans women face extreme levels of violence in society and are likely to be targeted with hate crime and abuse for being trans. So we should not be in a situation where the Prime Minister of the UK is telling trans women to use men's bathrooms." seeking to address the anger. Ms Phillipson stressed that Labour will offer trans people the dignity they were denied by the Conservatives. In this instance, this is I really have to put this out there. What did the I know the Conservatives, like, can you give me how did the Conservatives deny transgender rights here? I don't like I think it's silly to try and pin this some way, shape or form on the Conservatives here. Like, we're talking about the here and now. We're talking about a court ruling under the Labour government. We're talking about the position of where the Labour government is made. I don't see how you can pin this on the Conservatives in some way, shape or form, and I think it's nonsense to do so. Even though I have my grievances with the Conservatives, I don't see how you can pin this on them. We will continue our wider work with commitments, with compassion to protect all those who need it right across society, because this is a government that will support the rights of women and trans women now and always. Well, you haven't supported the rights of trans people. This is a government that will support the rights of all people and protected characteristics now and always. This is a government that will support the rights of the most valuable now and always. And on that, there is no chance, there is no change to announce dignity and respect for all now and always. Again, you haven't done that. Labour suggests Ms Tippetts' decision to quit. The quit was taken after he was told he was being replaced as chair of the Taxi Licensing Committee. Oh wow, they were. So they were replaced. They were planning to replace him anyway. Wow. Because they know he's trans. Spokesperson for Plymouth Labour Group said, "We are very disappointed that Claire Tippetts has taken the decision to resign. The residents of Compton Ward deserve 3 committed councillors, so we hope Ms Tippetts will work hard to represent them during his final year in office. Ms Tippetts now sits as an independent and will not seek re-election next year." Yeah, I'm kind of like, rather than, it's fair play to him to stand up and say, I'm not. For him to say no, I'm not having this, as a trans person, as a trans man, and say no, I'm not standing, I'm not supporting a party that's not representing my rights, and rightfully so. It's not easy, and the fact that he's open about it as well, it's very bold and it's very brave to come out with it, and I really do commend people who come out and are open about it, because it is a very difficult thing to do, knowing that you are consistently targeted for being trans. My heart goes out to him and everybody in the trans community right now, because it is a very difficult time for them. But like I said, it will go to the ECHR, and the ECHR will overrule it, because Labour are wrong on this stance, because they are not protecting trans rights, and then also they're not even protecting women's rights in doing so as well, because you're implying that trans men can trans men can go into women's bathrooms, which means that that they're dressed like men and they go into a women's bathroom, because that's what they're dressed as, because they are trans men. You see them coming in, it makes you feel a bit awkward, a bit uncomfortable for some people. But it's not just obviously the toilets, it's so much more than that, as you guys know. But what do you guys think? What do you guys make of the councillor quitting the party over this? How does it make you feel? Let me know your thoughts on this story and more down in the comment section below. If you found this video informative, helpful in any way, shape or form, please hit that like button, share this across social media, subscribe if you haven't already, check out Rumble and Patreon content down as well for exclusive stuff. And if you want to finally support me, hit that join button down below to join the YouTube membership for as little as 99p. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.